Welcome to the Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I got Anthony in the sidecar, and we are super excited to have this guy right here, other side there. Other side, Kai McKeon from Three Man Weave. And Kai, we're talking backstage. Anthony and I watch your show every day. When you guys are on, I know you guys take breaks. You're off tomorrow. But Anthony, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have to survive. Well, thank you so much, man, for giving us your time. First of all, how are you doing tonight? You got your bets in?
Got the bets in. I'm doing well tonight. Yeah, it's nice having a break sometimes from the show. But hey, just 10 games tomorrow or so. No big deal. Can hopefully get through it.
Exactly. Anthony, how's it going?
Oh, it's going awesome. Very excited
hot
about
Florida.
This game.
Hot down there today.
Yeah, it hit the 90 mark. I had to put the stupid AC on in the car, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me, really?" So
jealous.
You know, it's 40s here in Des Moines.
You can have it. You can have it.
Kicking myself yesterday because I missed an easy play with the Bulldogs right here in Des Moines. How did I gloss over the spanking they gave to Evansville? I mean, Drake last year covering machine. What's wrong with them this year? I hate to put you on the spot, Kai.
No, it's okay. I don't know. I have the same question. It's basically the same team except Yusufu, right? The guy who transferred to Kansas.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have the new freshman, Tucker DeVries, coach's son, like a top 100 recruit. He's awesome. Hemphill's still there. They still had kind of injury issues with him. Roman Penn. Yeah. But maybe it's just the market knows about him this year. There's no surprises. They started off high.
Great point.
It could be as simple as that. Yeah.
Great point. We've got about a month and a half left of college basketball. Month and a half to make some cash some tickets. We're going to take a look at a few games tonight. Our first game, Anthony, is Northern Colorado.
Favorite team.
My team. I like anything Bears. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Northern Colorado Bears, man. Like I said, we were talking before the show. Last game, Southern Utah, the over 156. Anthony, I said, that can't be right. It looks too easy. Sometimes when it looks too easy, we get a little scared. But scared money don't make no money. So, but man, 195 points. Both those teams shoot the lights out. And tonight, man, I really like Dalen Kuntz and Matt Johnson and Bodie Hume. Those three guys, man, I don't know how the heck is Idaho State going to keep up with Northern Colorado? Go ahead, Kai.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't know you teamed me up there.
Yep.
So Idaho State, they were supposed to be a lot better this year, and they're kind of like Drake, but like way less, where they have everyone back except for their point guard. One of their point guards, Ford. And for whatever reason, they've just sucked. And I like their coach, Ryan Looney. The last 4 games, though, you've kind of seen them play maybe up to their potential. They've put in pretty solid efforts. 3 of those last 4, 1-2 outright. They hung with Eastern Washington. They should be a lot better than what they're playing so far. Having said that, though, Northern Colorado's absolutely the better team here. Their coach, their style is Wyoming, basically. Steve Smiley is a Jeff Linder disciple. It's Linder's old school. So there's a lot to like with that. And Idaho State's defense is terrible. So Northern Colorado can put up 80, 90 points in this game, and that's probably good enough for a cover.
I think so, too. I was on the other side of the Montana State. Can they beat Montana State? Pretty good team. That was when you were like, oh, Idaho State, I remember them. Did they wake up?
We'll find out. No sense.
Right? Well, I didn't. We'll find out tonight. Like I was saying, Northern Colorado, man, adjusted offensive efficiency 65th in the country, and Idaho State 332nd. So pulling up the rear. So, all right, we're on Northern Colorado, folks. Anthony, Northern Colorado play for you tonight?
All day. Northern Colorado. I refuse to back the Idaho State team. You just can't do it. You can't do it.
That's probably a good rule.
All right, next team we're going to talk about, man. This is a team last year, man, I would take, and they get down towards the end of the game and they cannot hit free throws. I'm talking about Oregon. It's like I get down and be like, oh my God, we're not going to cover. They just can't make their free throws. Of course, but Arizona State, not a good free throw shooting team either. But what I'm going to ask you, Kai, is Dana Altman, great coach. Is he got this team pointed in the right direction? They're going to make this late season run towards the tournament, conference tournament, and NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it looked like it, and then they lost to Cal without Andre Kelly, the Cal's best player. So that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It's a good bounce back against Washington State, right? Speaking of missing free throws, I think they were like 50% from the line in that game, and they blew the cover. Washington State backdoored them at the end of the game. But yeah, I think they're going to be fine. It's reminiscent of the year they got a 12 seed or something like that in the NCAA tournament, and then they went to the Sweet 16. Not so certain they're going to do that again, but it's a better team than they are analytically ranked right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's 4.5 now, Anthony. Is that the 5 points?
Five.
Oregon laying 5 points at Arizona State. Arizona State 248th in adjusted offensive efficiency, but man, they play some defense. They're 58th. Both teams are pretty good defensively. Anthony, underplay maybe, or Oregon cover?
It all depends on Oregon if they can hit their threes. I mean, I watched their Stanford game, and they were hitting threes that they should never have made. I mean, it was right before they make the shot. Like, what are you doing? They throw it up there and go in. I'm like, okay, never mind. But they only won game by 8, and they let Stanford keep getting in. Then the next game, just got destroyed by California. Could never make anything. And then the Washington State game, what a collapse. This game, I'm leaning Arizona State. I have no faith in this Oregon team, especially if they can't hit their threes. I think the only way they cover this game is if they do hit their threes, and they got to hit at least 50%. Again, I'm not sold on this Oregon team. They make way too many mistakes. If you watch their games consistently, they make way too many mistakes. And that's why I'm leaning Arizona State this game.
Kai, any thoughts on the side here? I mean, see, if I take Oregon and lay the 5, I know I'm coming down to the last 2 minutes, and Oregon State's getting fouled, and they're not gonna hit the free throws I need. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and you saw Arizona State beat UCLA at home. They were competitive with Arizona. It's not a broken team, even though it kind of seems like it is. They've played better teams close. Having said that, I kind of lean towards the revenge factor here. The Oregon, they lost Arizona State in overtime in Eugene. They need this win for the tournament. They absolutely need it. They cannot lose this game. So there's kind of two forces at play there. 5 is probably too much for me to lay. At that price, I'd probably lean towards Anthony's side on Arizona State. But that revenge factor kind of has me pausing a bit.
Yeah, I don't think – there's a chance that Arizona State wins. But I just don't think if Oregon does win, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. 6 points is a big margin. I think Arizona State keeps it close.
All right, you heard it here. Next game we're going to talk about is Santa Barbara, Cal State, Fullerton. Man, 2 teams I don't know a lot about. I know that they're roughly around the same. They're around the same. Offensively and defensively, Santa Barbara's 135th in defense and offensive efficiency. Right there, both 135th, 135th. And Fullerton is about 164th, 165th, right there. Who do you like in this game, and tell us a little bit why?
Oh, I kind of like Fullerton here against the spread. I was shocked by the line. I think you're seeing a case where Fullerton is undervalued now because their last 2 games, they've dropped by quite a bit of points, but it was Hawaii and Long Beach, arguably the 2 best teams in the Big West right now. They dropped 16 spots in analytics because of that. Whereas Santa Barbara is running a 3-game winning streak. Cal Poly, Cal Bakersfield, UC San Diego, 3 teams that aren't that great this season. And that UC San Diego game was a 40-point win. It vaulted them 15 spots up in analytical ranking. So I think you're seeing a situation where one team is super undervalued and one team is super overvalued. This isn't the same Santa Barbara team that we were used to seeing year in, year out. They lost their All-American, McLaughlin. They're just not as good offensively. So anytime you get a spread over 5 with these guys, I lean the other way. And Fullerton could be one of the best teams in this conference.
Wow, you heard it here. A chance for an outright win, perhaps?
I think there is. I don't know what the travel is from Fullerton to Santa Barbara, but maybe it's not too far. I don't know.
Right. I know you guys talked about Fullerton. You guys liked him before the season in the early shows. You liked Fullerton, the talent on the team. Anthony, thoughts, Cal Fullerton and Santa Barbara?
Fullerton on the road personally. Santa Barbara, they're good, but they're not great. Yeah, I mean, they just beat up on the three easiest teams in the conference. Totally agree. Cal State just got destroyed on the road versus two of the best teams in the conference. This is a very, very, when it comes to the spread, I have more faith in Arizona State +5 than picking a spread on either one of these two teams. But I think 5.5 might be too much. I think this is a close game as well. But I do think Santa Barbara wins this game.
All right. Next team I want to talk about, man. This is a team we watched go to the Final Four kind of unexpectedly last year, but man, this year they're banged up. Jaime Jaquez, haven't seen a lot of him. Juzang is banged up. How's the injury situation on the Bruins, Kai?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're banged up. I don't know if they're bad enough to sit in this game necessarily, but they're clearly being affected. I think Jaquez especially. If I was Mick Cronin, I would think about maybe resting these guys a little bit more. Now, you don't want to drop games, of course, but UCLA is safe for the tournament. And they haven't played well lately either. So you're kind of hurting your team two ways by, one, playing your star players who are hurt, and two, you're still losing games and not being successful, and they might be hurting you out there. They've lost 3 out of 4. Having said that, Washington State, and this is something I said earlier on our show today, they have 0 wins against a top 90 team in KenPom. They're just not beating good teams. Now, is that coming to play with a 9.5-point spread? I'm not sure, but I kind of lean towards UCLA.
Right. I kind of want to see UCLA first, maybe a little bit, watch a little bit. I don't have a play on this game. I would lean UCLA too, just the talent. Washington State, 21st in defensive efficiency, but who have they played, right?
Yeah.
Anthony, your thoughts, maybe side total, Washington State, UCLA.
This is their UCLA's first home game in almost a couple weeks. Then 5 games. And last time they played was versus Stanford, and they destroyed Stanford 66-43. And then they're on the road versus Arizona State, Stanford, and USC. So I mean, that's not an easy road trip. Then you got Washington State. They lost to Arizona at home by 12. I think that's a quality loss. 12 points versus that juggernaut Arizona. That's a bad team. Arizona State by 3. There's no excuses there. And then on the road in Oregon, very close one. I mean, with the Oregon collapse, I mean, really, that's a blowout. This is a very, very tough game. This is another no bet for me. But I would lean plus the points in this one. I got to see something out of UCLA first before you can back UCLA in all those points. That's a lot of points, especially in a conference game. So I'll take the dog. Lean as the dog, but more it's a pass.
All right, you heard it here. UCLA, Washington State, couple leans. Before we let you get out of here, Kai, thanks again for your time. If you had to take a look in a crystal ball at maybe some Final Four teams, who would you choose?
Gonzaga, for sure. It's boring, but they're awesome. Auburn for me, and I don't look at the AP poll, so I know they're number 2 though. So I just chose the 1 and 2. It's my Final Four. How chalky of me! But those 2 teams for sure.
Yep.
I love Arizona this year. The fourth one's kind of a toss up, and I think they're, especially compared to last year, so many teams can get to the Final Four this year and are national title contenders. I look at Purdue. I worry about their defense a little bit, but I still look at them. Kansas still impresses me. Even a team like Kentucky, I know they just lost to Tennessee, but still have the goods, I think, to make a run. So Gonzaga, Arizona, Auburn. I'll go Kansas for the sake of picking a team as my Final Four.
Very cool. Very cool. Looks like we got comment, but it's a spam.
I'm used to those.
We got a lot of those.
That's understandable.
All right. What do you say we give away a free play, Anthony?
Do it.
All right, the Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show. Free play today, Cal State Fullerton. plus 5.5 somewhere. Jim and Matt are smiling. They probably like this play.
I'll tell them about it. They'll like it.
Want to thank our guest, Kai McKeon. Kai, hopefully you can come back, man. Would love to get you back again. Anthony, thanks again for being here in the sidecar as usual. And we will see you next time. Good night.
Thanks.
And I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction.
Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible.
Invincible hustle, mighty desire to conspire, to transpire, to be